Wonderful. We are back. Another podcast.
Another podcast. Let's talk about the SPF,
SPF. What's SPF?
single point of failure.
Yes. Very important.
We get this all the time.
Yes.
I feel like every podcast I say all the time, all the time. Can't happen all the time. It happens frequently.
Very frequently.
So tell me about the single point of failure.
What we are talking about when we talk about a single point of failure is all the information, all your bank accounts, who we talk to for investments, all your assets is known by just one person. It's a couple and just he takes care of all of that. She takes care of all of that. I don't know the password. I don't know how to get in. I don't know how to do anything. If they happen to pass away or if they're in a coma or dementia, we don't know what accounts we have. I don't know where they're at. I don't know who our contact person is.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that what we talk about all the time are estate planning documents. Estate planning documents, estate planning. Do you have your will? Do you have your trust? But if we go beyond that even if you have all of those things set up, now we've talked about the legacy vault that we provide sometimes. In prior podcasts, we've talked about that, which is a super helpful tool that would eliminate these problems. But let's say you don't know about it. You went to some other attorney that doesn't have this, or you used document fillers, whatever you did.
Right.
Beyond the documents themselves, okay, we have the reality of losing a person. The reality is maybe both of you don't pay the bills. Maybe one of you pays the water, one of you pays the sewer. Maybe one of you is in charge of the landscaper and one of you is in charge of the pool. Real items at home. You were talking about bank accounts. You were talking about, which is separate and apart from like life.
Yeah.
So who is our insurance agent? Who do I contact? I don't know. Who does our investments? Okay, so I not only have to find our assets, I have to find out what bank accounts we have, what investments. Do we have life insurance? Is that life insurance still relevant? Are we still making payments on it? Is it still valid? Okay, you quit your job. Did that carry over? Is it still with your job? All of these questions can be answered if you take the time to actually sit down and talk about it. Because you have, on the one hand, the assets themselves. On the other hand, you have things that are parallel to the assets. So like your house. How do you turn the water off if there's a water leak? Who do you call? Right. Do I need to put salt in my water filter, right? Like all of these things, I can't even speak to it because my husband does it, right? But I know how to shut the water off. So worst case scenario, I could do that.
Or your car.
Or your car. Who are you going to take your car to?
Right. When was the last oil change?
Exactly. All of these things. Mm-hmm. There really needs to be, and I will be the first one to admit, I don't care about a lot of this until I do.
Until you have to.
Right.
And guess what? You need to know all of a sudden.
And so I've made it a point to have the talks about these things that I never want to do because no one's promised tomorrow. So if you aren't finding out how to do this, even if you don't want to, you are going to be in complete chaos when something happens. So tell me more about like assets. Why do you think it's harder for people having others pass away now than it used to be?
Oh, one of the easy ways is because before you'd get things in the mail. Everything sent you a statement in the mail. So if you waited a month, 2 months, even a quarter, you'd get mail. You'd get the monthly statement and you knew, oh, okay, they have this bank account. It's still active. I have this renewal I need to do. And you would do it by mail. You could look at a checkbook and usually the checkbook would have, who the check was gone to. And you'd be like, okay, I could piece it together. We don't have that anymore. All the statements are emailed to you, or you go to your portal, you log into a different app, and then you can see your statements. So you don't have the statements. So unless somebody can get into your emails, they don't even know that you have these bank accounts or any account. They don't even know you have it. And then beyond that,
passwords.
Passwords.
So maybe I know your password today, but it's going to change because luckily security is going to force me to change it. And so now I have 70 variations, or I have a password manager that's going to manage all of these passwords. But if that person that's trying to help me doesn't have that information, it is going to take a lot of effort just to find out, who do I make the check out to for the pool guy? Who do I pay to the landscaper? Where do I find them? What's their phone number? And so I think it seems fine, right? Like go in their phone. Do you have the passcode to their phone? Have they changed that recently? How often are you going into that person's phone? Spouses is one thing, and even there, if there's privacy that, you don't want spouse to be in your phone, that's one thing. But aside from that, how many of your friends know how to get into your phone?
No one.
No one. I don't have a single
Thank
friend.
goodness.
They could, right? Well, I mean, they might be able to figure it out, but
Right.
I don't think I have a friend that would be able to get into my phone.
No.
And so that becomes really concerning because how are you getting access to email if you don't know the password? They're sending something to your phone.
Right.
And so it's something, and we always talk about estate planning, that's our realm, but the reality is, and what people should actually be concerned about is what exactly happens. We can take care of all of the drafting. We
Right.
can make sure that what you want to happen happens. We can do that.
Right.
But all the other auxiliary things, we can't.
Right.
I can't force you to give your password to somebody. I can't force you to sign up for a legacy vault. I can't force you to divulge this information. I can't force you to have these conversations. And that's really the crux of it. So yes, that first part, the legal battles, the chaos of the court, that we can take care of. But what we can't take care of and where we provide a lot of value is giving information like this.
Right.
Have you had those conversations?
Right. Have you had those conversations? Does somebody else even know where your estate planning documents are? Like, where are your important documents? Where do your titles to your cars? Where is this stuff at in your house if something happens to you? Could someone find them? Or we'll have people like, oh, no, there was no will. There was no trust. Oh, we went through mom's documents and guess what we found? Too late. Like now we got to redo a bunch of things.
Right.
So just simple things like that. If you could have things in one place or think through the process of what happens if.
Right. And we talk about make sure people know, but at the same time, you don't have to give them this information. We have the
Nope.
legacy vault that you can use, but also merely saying, this is the attorney that did it. That
Mhm.
solves a lot of problems.
Right.
This is the attorney that did it. If something goes wrong, contact this attorney.
Yep.
That way, it doesn't matter where your documents are. It doesn't matter who has access to them. They have a phone number to a point of contact that will get them what they need when they need it, hopefully.
Right.
Right. Depending on the attorney or whatever you're
Sure.
using. Ideally, that's how it would work. Is documents are created, you've had the requisite conversations, and now there's a point of contact after something happens. You don't want chaos after somebody passes away. It's already going to be chaotic enough. And what we find, which is why we always bring this up, is because initially at our initial meeting, when somebody wants to meet with an estate plan, we have them fill out a questionnaire.
Yes.
And the questionnaire is long and it is not fun to complete.
Right.
But the purpose of the exercise in completing the questionnaire is that if you can't find this information, if it is this difficult for you to find this information, how's it going to be for somebody that has no idea what you have?
Right.
Nearly impossible.
Definitely impossible.
And so we try to stress that. Like, yes, we know this is not fun. It is not fun to look up all these bank accounts. It's not fun to find the life insurance. It's not fun to find the title. But how many times have we had somebody say, I don't know where my title is. I have to
Right.
apply for a new title because I don't know where mine is.
I don't know. We'll have to look. I might have had a 401k from my last job. I didn't do anything with it. I should check into that. Yes, you should check into it. It's a good checklist just for that. But then, how would somebody, if something happened to you, even remember or think to look for that? They won't. It will just be lost because no one thought to follow up on that.
Right. And because of lack of, and you can see this all the time. If you go to unclaimed property, you can see if there's unclaimed property you can look up anybody's name.
Yes.
And there's a ton of outstanding monies or property owed to people.
Mhm.
And that's because nobody could find them or their address changed. So it is sheeted to the state. Now the state's holding it. And if you don't get it in a certain time period, the state gets it.
Right.
So when people are talking about, oh no, I don't have a will, the state's going to get my money. Well, no, but if you can't locate your assets, if nobody can locate your assets, the state will probably get your money
Right.
because we didn't know it existed. And so to just circle it all around, you don't want the single point of failure. You don't want to have this person, whoever it is, if it's just you, it's just you. Or if you are in a best friend, a spouse, a partner, I don't care who it is. If you are the only one that knows something, that's a problem. That is a
Right.
single point of failure. And that's what we want to avoid, not only estate planning wise, but reality wise.